let's talk about the AC
Alright.
Phoenix real quick. Quick in and out pause.
Who? The Phoenix?
Yeah.
Let's get it. Hold on.
Oh
Let me-
God.
Oh my God.
let me-
You weren't even supposed to go there. You're supposed to go to Cleveland.
I want to go to Cleveland, which no one has ever said ever, but
Shout out to Joakim Noah.
Okay, no.
You know the
all respect to Cleveland, all respect to my Ohio mandem.
But anyway, listen, Kevin Durant.
Thanks for joining us for this week's Up Now Plan.
Stop it, Kevin Durant. What you said about the Knicks and why you chose not to go to the Knicks?
Oh, this is what you wanted to talk about?
It's
Oh
the
my
same
God.
reason. Nah, listen to me. It's the same reason that you went to the Warriors. It's the same reason. It might be the same reason that you haven't won since you left the Warriors.
Oh, hey, hold on.
You're making weak comments out here. You're making very weak comments out here.
Said you're
You
a
are
soft
Kevin Durant. You're too
bum.
nice to this.
He knows
too
he's Kevin
nice.
Durant.
You said what?
He knows he's Kevin Durant.
You sure?
told
Because
us.
if he knew he was Kevin Durant, then he would have went to the Knicks and said, "I'm gonna make them cool." He's talking about the reason he said they weren't cool is because they weren't winning. You're Kevin Durant. Go over there and win.
That's not who he is. You know that,
That's-
right?
Here's the thing: the biggest thing we know about Kevin Durant's personality. He
Darryl said it many
wants
times.
to be comfortable and wants to be around other players that play good ball. He does not want to be the best. I mean, he does not want to be the only guy that knows how to play good ball on his team. He's cool if the team isn't that talented, but he wants to go to
Sure.
work and have coworkers that are competent. And I can't blame him. I know we all can relate. If you at your job and you have those coworkers that simply cannot do their job, and it just makes going to work like not fun.
He wants a talent.
Yeah, but it's
fam.
not
He
just
wants
it's
a
not
talent.
just it's
No,
not
he
just
wants the
competency. It's not
I
just
don't think it's
competency.
that. I don't think it's that.
He wants a guaranteed W.
Yes.
He wants to go.
Yes.
He wants to
I
go
don't
to
think
the
it's
place.
that either.
No, I do.
I don't
There's
believe
no
that.
other
I don't
reason.
believe
There's no
that.
other reason you join a 73-9 winning team.
We have to stop making that the reference
Yeah,
point. We
yeah.
have so
That-
much
No,
more
but it's
data.
all connected.
We have
No,
so much more
Farrell.
data since then to analyze. Like,
No,
There's- there's-
Farrell.
Come on.
Listen to me. The reason he gave for why he did not go to the Knicks is because the Knicks weren't cool, and they weren't cool because they weren't winning at the time. That's the reason he gave. He went.
yeah, but he's saying it wasn't cool. Like they weren't playing good
the
ball.
re-
It wasn't a
he-
cool
He gave
brand.
a reason for it though. He said it's because they weren't winning. That's why they weren't cool. You're Kevin Durant. You went to the Nets with Kyrie, and then you got James Harden after.
Yeah, but I think you're taking the like him evaluating teams whether they're winning or not as like I want to go where people are winning so that they can help me win. I think he's looking at it as like if you're winning, that means you have a system over there where you're playing good basketball, and I want to be somewhere. It's like
No,
if
no.
you're looking at
I agree
jobs,
with
right?
Pharaoh,
If you're
man.
looking at jobs, right? It's like the difference between some people are willing to go work whatever their profession is at a startup, and others want to go to industry titans. Right? Some people are built to like, I want to go somewhere where like maybe they're not really got it together yet and be a
Yes.
part of helping them grow and get them good. And other people feel like I don't have
Oh,
time for that. I don't have
let me say
patience for
something.
that. I want to go somewhere where it's established, is running, and I can go add to that and be great. He's just clearly established himself. He's someone that's like, I don't care to build. I don't
You
want
should
to
just
go
back to the
somewhere.
Warriors. Man.
I don't
You
want to
should just
go.
back to the
He
Warriors.
built OKC. He spent 7 or 9 years building a franchise. And when he reached middle age, he was like, I don't want to go somewhere and have to build again. I want to go somewhere where they know how to play good ball and just need more
Then
talent,
he
and I can
should
go
have
and
just
be
stayed.
great.
He should have
I-
just stayed.
I think
And
I
I
don't know how
can't
to put
knock
this. I don't
that.
know how
I
to put
don't
this.
like the
Right.
Warriors move, but his moves since then have been consistent with like, I want to go where things.
No, they
like,
haven't.
there's-
No, they haven't.
It's a
No, they
good,
have
it's a
not.
good
Stop it.
setup.
Stop it. No, they have not.
Yes, it has. Listen,
the Nets didn't have a good setup. when he
Paul
won it.
Pierce,
Let Allen
I'm-
talk.
let
Let
Allen
Allen
talk.
talk.
not Paul Pierce. What's his name? Kevin Durant has consistently showed us over and over again. He don't think the same as us. Just like much for Pharaoh saying, this guy is thinking
Which is
about
a
ball
problem.
all the time. He's all he cares about is like basketball in the sense that like Pharaoh said, I want to play good basketball. He don't think about like his legacy. He don't think about that. In the first iteration
buy
of the pod, we used to joke all the time. If this guy wasn't like an NBA player, he'd be like a bum somewhere, like doing like whatever. Because all he think about is ball. All he wants to do is have a good time playing basketball, which is why him saying the Knicks aren't cool because they weren't winning is because and they weren't playing good basketball. I believe him 100% because he thinks if they're not playing good basketball, I'm not about to have a good time here. This is why I'm going to the Warriors.
Can I add to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Finish your point, though. I just want to add to that.
So that's why I'm saying I believe him 100% because all he thinks is about is ball. He won't think about legacy. He won't think about winning. He won't think about like where he is. And this is also why he thinks he's like one. He said like a month ago he talked about it. But he was just like, why y'all don't like put me up there with your grades? No, because in his mind, I'm that nice at basketball. I don't care about what none of y'all are talking about. I'm this nice at basketball. Of course, I'm one of the greatest. That's how he sees it.
I don't
say it like that.
And I'm gonna add to that. I'm gonna add to that
because he really means that too with his whole chest.
He does. And we have to be real humans and stop looking at these people as 2K players that like when the game goes off, they like don't exist anymore. And if you look at Kevin Durant as a human from what we can perceive at least, right? And I'm going to acknowledge now that a lot of what I'm saying is assumptions based on visibility, but also what he said himself. He has a very different lifestyle than some of the guys we're comparing him to. Kevin Durant is in his mid-30s. He does not have a long-term relationship romantically. He does not have children. He's a very hands-off in terms of his business ventures. He's not on the forefront of any of the business ventures that he does outside of occasionally showing up on his podcast.
Well, he cares
right?
about his
We don't know him to have a crazy active social life out in the clubs like a James Harden or anything like that. His life consists of basketball and going home and his mom, right? And whatever hobbies he has at home, which means, right, for a person whose life is like that, that means your day-to-day experience and your contentment in life is largely determined by the time, by the time you spent at your job. LeBron and all these other players, if work is trash, I can go home to my beautiful family, to my beautiful life, my other ventures, whatever, and find my fulfillment, right? And be okay. If Kevin Durant is unhappy at work, his life takes a hit.
Kevin Durant,
so I understand when he says like, yo, I want to be in an environment, in a situation where I'm happy playing basketball, where we're playing good basketball, the organization is supportive and playing well, and it's good. That's why the Nets went wrong. It wasn't a legacy thing. He came to the Nets because he saw a burgeoning culture. He knew living in New York City would be lit, and he knew they had new ownership who was serious in Joe Tsai.
Got a nice practice facility,
right? He was like, "I'm gonna enjoy being there," right?
Man.
And when he left is when it became a toxic environment. The culture was messed up. Everything that was talked about with relation to the team had nothing to do with basketball. James Harden was wilding. And the ownership seemed to not really have a grip on what they were doing anymore. They were firing coaches left and right. And he was like, yo, like, I don't like coming here every day anymore. Like, this is not a good environment for me. I just want to play good basketball. So he went to where? Phoenix. Good system, good coach, had some vets, knew what they were doing, had some talent in an area where he could chill out. He's like you keep wanting to put, like, he's not.
No.
You keep thinking he's this, like, even to the point of his burner. He goes home and hops on Twitter to talk basketball with fans. Like, that's his life.
What is he saying on his burner, Pharaoh?
I'm the greatest ever.
He's talking ish. He's talking ish.
About who?
Himself.
To who?
To
fans,
everyone.
about himself. What's your point?
My point is the man cares about his legacy and tried to rig the system. He went to the Warriors, not because of everything. He's not, no. Because KD fooling y'all, man. He did not go to the Warriors because of everything you said. He went there because he thought he could get a lot of chips. I'm not buying it. I understand everything you said.
Then why did he leave? Then why did he leave?
Because he got tight.
Because he figured out that people don't care about his chips over there.
That's why he left?
Yes.
Nah, this is
so he didn't leave.
The first iteration of the show decided
beef.
that
he had beef on the team. He realized the fan base was never gonna love him the way they love Steph.
That's what I just said. Didn't I just say why don't they love him? Why don't they love him? Because they look at him as a wave rider. He's a wave rider. That's why he didn't go to the Knicks. Everywhere he goes there with all stars, except for the Warriors because they had them there already. He's not going there because of systems. He's going there to win. Don't let him fool y'all.
So
He's
the two teams he chose weren't two programs basketball wise that were trending the highest in the league over the span
Why
of the
did
few
KD
years
go to the
before.
Clippers?
The
instead of the
Phoenix?
Warriors?
You think Phoenix was trending? Because he should have gone to the Clippers ahead of Phoenix.
Phoenix, wait, I'm talking about
No,
over
no,
a
no,
span
no.
of years. Over a span of years,
Oh,
you
over
tell
a
me
span of years,
Phoenix,
over a span.
Phoenix didn't have some of the highest trend in basketball going back to the bubble.
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
Phoenix as a basketball program was one of the quickest elevating quality
Started at
programs
the
in the
bubble.
league.
Yes.
Yeah.
Since the bubble, they've been playing some of the best basketball in the
Yes.
league.
Yes, I guess
Some of the
what
best
you need.
coaching.
Hold on, wait a second. Good teams have great players.
Mm-hmm.
So you cannot separate that. Good teams have great. There is a reason why the older generation of players do not just go to great teams in their prime. They will go to mid teams, and then they will build them up because they're not trying to ride a wave. The fan base did not appreciate KD because they saw he's riding a wave. That's why they didn't appreciate him. He went to the Nets. It wasn't working out on the Nets. You could talk about everything surrounding the situation on the court.
Would you have been happy working for the Nets? Would you have been happy working for the Nets at that time? Would you?
So
have been,
what?
No,
would
Joe
you-
Tsai
would you-
Joe Tsai messed it up.
If you had no home life, right, and your life was just your basketball environment, would you think you would have been happy in life during that time as a Brooklyn Net
Why
player?
does he have to go to the Nets with Kyrie and then puts us your heart?
You're not answering the question.
He want to go
You're
play
not-
ball with his homie. He
You're
would
not
have
answering the question, though. You're not answering the question.
They had a
Would you
chance to
have been
win
happy?
this.
Would you have been happy, Paul
If
Robertson?
what? If I went
you
to
were
the
a
Nets?
If you were at that time as a Brooklyn Nets player, if you had no wife, no children, no home life outside of your basketball life, would you have been happy as a human?
On the Nets, on the Clippers, on many teams, yes.
You would have been happy as a Net?
Wait, what? Wait, what? If I had no home, if I had no life outside of ball,
Yes, you would have been happy as a Brooklyn Net in 2021 and 22.
oh, you're 21. I thought you were talking about when he went to the Nets.
No, I'm talking about when he was on the Nets. When he was
on
on
the
the
Nets?
Nets, would you have been happy if you were in his situation?
Not necessarily.
You would
Not
have been miserable.
Not necessarily. But the problem is he leaves and goes to another team that he thinks is going to be a number one seed every time.
What would you have preferred him do? I just want to know. 'Cause then I'm gonna do the happiness analysis on that, and it's probably gonna come out of he probably wouldn't have been happy doing
Instead
it.
of going to the Warriors, he should have went to the Clippers.
No, we've litigated the
No,
Warriors.
because that's
We've
what I'm
litigated the
talking about.
Warriors move so much, but me and Alan's
There's
point
a
is
reason for that. No, Farrell, you keep trying to separate it though.
because me and Alan, our whole point has been since that move, we have come off that because he's proven with the next two moves a consistency in the ethos that he tells us. So I'm saying, you saying that he has it in those
Okay.
two moves, those post Warrior moves. What moves do you think he should have made, if not those two teams?
Okay. Now I gotta think about So
He should have
21.
stayed. If he was going to go to the Warriors, he should stay with the Warriors.
That's the
That's it.
easiest for me to tell you he would have been unhappy.
No, he shouldn't
For
have
the
stayed on
Warriors?
the Warriors. He should not have stayed on the
He
Warriors.
would have
I
been
gotta
unhappy.
who was nice back then? Who were the nice teams in 21
Celtics.
that needed a small forward?
that needed us. He could
in
have. Well, he
22,
plays
this is
power
why
forward
gotta-
now anyway.
We got to think
He
about
plays
it.
power forward now, so now it doesn't matter. It's positionless
He's
basketball.
forward. Who needed a forward? Yeah.
I mean, I'll look at the 2019 standings. The Nets were a 6 seed.
No,
Like-
21. You got to go to 21, right?
No, when he chose to go to the Nets, it was after the
Oh.
18-19 season.
That's
Yeah.
a fact.
So that season, they were 6th.
No. He went there. I thought we were talking about.
He went
there with Kyrie Irving.
Listen to me. The 18-19 season happened. He was a free agent that summer and went to the Nets that summer. So if we're talking about what he was looking at, we're looking at what that team did during the 18-19 season.
They did everything right with D'Lo. He set the groundwork for them.
At the 18-19 season, the Nets were a 6 seed. He went to them that summer.
With
Yes, he went with Kyrie. Sure.
Why do we keep ignoring the fact that he keeps trying to get players and get all these all-stars together to
So
win?
why did he go? Why did he go to the Knicks with
him to go
Kyrie?
to Brooklyn by
He
himself?
could've been
You wanted him to go to Brooklyn by himself? You
Why
wanted him to go
not?
to
Why not? Why not? Why not?
I mean,
Why not?
I don't, at that
No,
point's
no, no,
not
no,
worth
no, no,
arguing.
no, no,
Because
wait
who
a
else
second,
is doing
wait a
that?
second.
Who else is playing by themselves? Name me one All-Star right now.
Wait a second.
Who's playing by themselves?
If you're as nice as Kevin Durant, you're supposed to be able to look at the Nets as wait a second. No, you're supposed to be able to look at the Nets as they were currently constructed at that time. With Karis LeVert and all those guys. They had a very complete team. All they were missing was a superstar. You're supposed to go there and be like,
what
I'm a
superstar is playing by themselves in the NBA today? Name one.
You would have had
Steph Curry, who's not having a fun time.
One. And he's not having a good time. Thank God he has three beautiful children, and a wife at home.
The surrounding
He might be
team.
depressed. He might be going. Matter of fact, he is depressed. How many times have we seen him rip his jersey this year?
That's a
He
fact.
is
The
going
surrounding
He is
team.
going through it.
LeBron went to LA with a plan. That's different. I'm not
Yeah, that's
trying
a
to hear
fact.
that. They
And
knew all
what
along.
did he say that year when he had to do that year by himself? I will not be missing the playoffs again. I'm gonna guarantee you that.
It's a fact.
Because he said he was miserable at home having to watch other players play in the playoffs.
Stephen Curry.
I said it. I named it already. I named Steph already, and he's having a terrible
Stephen
time.
Curry only
he's not
has
by
Jonathan
himself by
Kuminga.
choice.
He
And
only has Jonathan Kuminga.
by
The Nets
choice.
were better
By
back
choice.
then than the Warriors are right now without Curry. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
If the
That's
Warriors
a fact.
were, if Curry wasn't on the Warriors right now,
Why
it
does
would be
that
like
matter,
last season.
though? Why does that matter? My point is that
What do you mean? Why does that
there
matter?
is no superstar in the
That's
NBA
everything.
playing by them.
No,
But you're saying
Jalen
you're
Brunson.
talking about what
Jalen
you're talking about what you
Brunson.
want to do.
Everything, Pharaoh.
But Paul, you're talking about what you want to be
Jalen
reality, and I'm talking about
Brunson.
reality. There is no superstar playing in the NBA by themselves by choice. So
Jalen
why is Kevin
Brunson.
Durant getting held to
You're
fire for
saying
doing the
by
same
choice.
thing?
LeBron James set a bad precedent when he went to the Heat.
Oh wait, so you mean to tell me it's
Wait,
LeBron's fault
Wait a
again?
second.
You
No,
gotta
let me
get over this.
talk.
You gotta get
Then
over this.
KD took it up a notch and went to the Warriors. So now the precedent has been set that it's okay to just team up with a bunch of guys in your prime, a bunch of all-stars in your prime. So that's why you don't see
Here's
by
my
themselves.
question.
Now hold on. Hold on. Let me
there's
say
a
this.
new
No. Let me say
You
this.
know that.
I'm almost done. Save the question. Now, you've always had 2 stars on the team. That's not so. This whole
Correct.
Hold on. So this whole thing about doing it by yourself, yes, people don't do it by themselves. You always had at least 2 stars. Once it comes to 3, 4, now it's like, oh, that's some new in your prime. That's new. That is new. You can't act like that's not new. Kevin Durant is not supposed to go to Stephen Curry and Clay. He's not.
Okay, we get it. The Warriors was not.
And then he leaves. He goes to the Nets with Harden and Kyrie. Then he goes with Bradley.
Harden wasn't
Beal.
there.
Bradley, you think that wasn't part of the plan? You think he don't have?
No, it wasn't because Harden wanted to go to Philly.
Yeah.
And that's been well documented. Harden wanted to go to Philly.
He is right.
He did not want
He
to
is
go to
right.
Brooklyn.
So you don't think he was trying to get another superstar? Regardless,
No.
No,
I don't buy
no,
that.
he was.
I don't
He was.
buy that
No, he was.
because
He was.
because he went to the Suns with Bradley Beal and Booker was there. Durant wants to win. Don't let him fool you like he's just trying to play ball.
Nah, I don't think that's fair because that only
That's
happened
what I'm saying,
after,
man. Come
like
on,
after
man.
they only happened after James Harden became available, and then Bradley Beal
That's what
then
I'm
became
saying.
available as well. Those
Come
are
on,
that happened after
And
the
also,
fact. I don't think those
like,
were
it's
plans.
No, but I think
wild-
you don't.
it's
I don't know. I don't know.
wild-
Paul might
hold
have. Paul
It's
might
a
have
wild-
realized these guys are talking to each other. Hold on,
It's
these
a
guys are
wild
talking to each other.
I know, but it's a wild like assumption that okay, if I have a good team and a great player becomes available, I'm supposed to go. Nah. Like
Yeah.
why do we
Yeah.
think that way?
Because if you're trying to be the greatest, I don't let the reason Kevin Durant thinks he's a Hall of Famer is because of
but
the winning.
but
It
we
is
have
not-
to
I don't
stop
buy
this.
what y'all said about
We
him
could
just
talk
being
about-
the best. I don't
we could
buy
talk
that.
about hold on, but Paul, we
I
could
don't
talk
buy that.
about your free agency decision, right? And like who you choose to go play with. I'm still with you there. But when you're talking about when you're on a team and other players become available, the greats of the past were never in that position, so we have no idea what they would
Didn't
have
Kobe
said.
leave Shaq? Or wanted
No,
to leave Shaq?
Shaq
Time
left
out,
Kobe.
time out. But that's not the scenario I'm talking about. We can't group all the ways in which great players come together can't be evaluated the same way, right?
Okay.
Because you just said, right, if it happens through the draft, then it's fine. right? Those
I
great
didn't say
Lakers teams, those great Celtics teams, when they had multiple All-Star
didn't say
Hall of
that.
Famers, it was fine, right? Whatever, right? Free agency, who you choose to go to, I'm with you. Hold them to the highest standard because you should be determining what you want to do with your legacy. Now, you already being on a team and what your team does in free agency, like we said in past pods, we don't hold Steph accountable for the fact that he quote unquote let his team go get Kevin Durant, right? We don't hold on. Let me roll. We don't hold Dwayne Wade accountable for the fact that he quote unquote let his team go get LeBron and Chris Bosh, right? But because Kevin Durant did what he did in with the Warriors, now every time talent comes to his team, we're holding him accountable in all scenarios when talent comes to his team.
Yes.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but it's his fault.
Hold on, wait a second.
I'm not saying it's not ridiculous, but it is his fault.
If you have a team and your GM says, "Hey, I think I can go get a great player," you're gonna tell him no.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Yes,
if you really think about it,
no one has
that's
ever
not
done
crazy.
that. Tell me a Hall of Famer that you know ever had an opportunity where the team said we can go get this player and they said, "Nah, I'm good."
Even really quick. A lot of the great players,
did MJ ever tell the Bulls not to go get Jordan? I mean, not to go get Rodman to replace Grant?
Was Rodman a superstar?
Oh, come on.
No, that's the whole point. No, that is the point. That is
the equivalent, though. Superstars weren't available for trade like that.
But also, superstars weren't available like that. Wait a second.
He never had the choice.
One quick point to add what Pharaoh's saying. One quick point to what Pharaoh's saying. I feel like I've heard Kobe say it. I know I've heard Dame say it when Dame was back on his like Portland tip. Like, I don't want to go there. I want to build it here. We've heard multiple superstars say, I don't want to like go join another team person up, but I will have them like come here and help me. Like, why would a player be like, nah, I don't want no great players here? Just to Pharaoh's point. They were always welcome. They would always welcome other superstars to come to them. Superstars have said this multiple times in the past.
2 max, not 3.
They have never said that. We don't know. I've never heard no one.
What do you mean?
I've never heard no one limited how many superstars. This is the first time we've been able to see it actually being able to come to fruition.
That's actually
and we don't like it. We don't like it.
But it's not the players' fault. It's how the contracts work, which is going to set us up for next week with the financials. Because you're mad about how the league is operating and you're blaming players. But the players of old that you're holding up as the hardest, as the Dundadas who didn't want no help, they didn't have the option. So we can't say that. They didn't have the option. They never were faced with that choice. There's no history. There's no recorded history of any player back in those days having the option for a great player to come join them and them telling their franchise, no, don't do it. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
And this is a very well-rounded conversation because in the beginning we were talking about the competitiveness and the caring about the brand and all of that. We could confidently say that the players from back then, yes, they didn't have the option, but the competitiveness that we saw would have prevented a lot of them from being like, yeah, I'm gonna go to
projection. That's projection. We're not
of course, it's projection. We all project, of course.
Okay, but don't take that projection. Don't take that projection and put it on today's player.
Why not?
Dealing with the reality that they have.
Please, man. No, I'm blaming them. They got choices too, right? They got choices too, right? They want to be KD. You want to be the greatest? Go win a chip without all this help. Go win a chip without all this help. Come on, man.
How you get the help matters. And I think I'm gonna rest my case on that. How you get the help matters, and I don't think there's a lot to critique in the way that Kevin Durant has made decisions since the Warriors because it's been consistent with the ethos he talks about, and in the context of the fact that basketball really is all he has in life, like relatively, like we know he doesn't have.
Durant, are you okay?
And Stu, the way he's got help, he's done it the way that you should technically people want to say, except for you because you think you should just say no to good players. Wrap up point.